everyone doing today?
Good.
Outstanding. Outstanding. So far. 45-minute table topics. That's going to be a long day.
9 days.
Okay. The first word is alliphage. Forgive me if I don't pronounce these correctly. Alliphage is a garlic eater. A garlic eater. Toastmaster Daniel Day Wallace.
There's the right guy.
Toastmaster, alliphage. I just recently gotten to like eating garlic, chopped it up, but I just was worried that I got a side effect to make me smell bad. So, alliphage. Speaking of customer service, I always end a call with positive affirmation. The other day, it's true. I ended the call, and the gentleman told me he just got out of jail, and I hung up and said, "Thank you for your service." Thank you for your time.
Okay, get this straight, people. You have to applaud when the speaker stops. Please, come on.
Hey. You're still breathing.
The second word is deblatterate. Deblatterate.
Oh, yeah.
To babble, that's the definition. Toastmaster Roy.
Shit.
Did you already deblatterate?
Yeah. I did a study that whoever early on in table topics within the first 10 never wins. I learned that over 4 years. I'm still putting myself high on the list. Stunned silence fell over the crowd. Debauchery. I hope on my tombstone it'll say, "Here lies debauchery." He drank, he smoked, he womanized, he overate, he overthought, he overslept. Debauchery. This man is a symbol of debauchery. And I've had a good life. Not over yet, of course. But through debauchery, you actually live longer. You do. I read that in the medical journal last week.
Good
Look at that, she's on this, you got that on the timer? Is it time to quit?
45 minutes.
Time to quit? Time to quit!
Thank you. You got
That's all I get?
That's it. Logorrhea, excessive and incoherent talking. Toastmaster Kelly Day.
Excellent.
Excessive and incoherent talking.
So I actually think a better definition of this, no offense, is to vomit up words. If you go back to the actual Latin, rea is to vomit up, and rea was, of course, related to the Titans, and the Titan Kronos ate his children, the last one of which was Zeus, and then he didn't actually eat Zeus, because Rhea convinced him to eat a stone instead, because Rhea was Zeus's mother, and so she, of course, saved her son. And then the Titan was so upset, he eventually then vomited up all of his children, but yeah. All right, so that was an example of logorrhea, where you just vomited up words. And I love this table topic because actually in elementary school, I had a nickname called Lexicon 9000 because I love vocabulary so much. I actually read the dictionary and would give myself my own vocabulary quizzes. So, yeah, I know, it's true though. And I would just thank Carmela for the opportunity to do some public logorrhea.
Neophobia, the morbid dread of anything new. Toastmaster Lonnie Fowler.
Love. Changing your stripes.
Anything new.
There we go.
The freedom to pursue anything new. That's why all of us came to Toastmasters, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
The energy in this room is so flat today. I feel like Ric Flair needs to be here. Every one of them. Woo! 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 That at 2018 time, I did pursue something new. It was hot sauce. And you all know this story, so I'm not gonna go there. And right now, I admitted a new job, which I love, booking luxury cruises. I'm gonna be giving a speech
Wow.
on why you should take a luxury cruise in the future.
Ooh.
Have the freedom to pamper yourself. So I'll look forward to getting that.
Good job, Lonnie. Good.
Renitency, reluctance or resistance like in public speaking.
Ooh.
Reluctance or resistance like in public speaking. Toastmaster Carlos Benitez.
CB1.
Freedom.
I'm nearsighted, so I gotta really take a gander at this word here. What do you say?
Renitency.
Renitence?
I think.
It doesn't sound proper, but there is no holding back to me on any retitency or renitency, whatever the word is. I notice those words as we get through the week, and I think that other clubs, what they do is they pick words that you could kind of catch a theme to it, so that way it helps everybody out. Because we really don't want to come up here and struggle with these obnoxious, stupid words that nobody has ever heard. So I like, if I were the president, to have themes every week. For example, this is the 4th of July week. And so I'm wearing my appropriate patriotic attire because it means a lot to me, serving 32 years in the U.S. Army. And that's why I say USA.
Hey!
Yeah. I didn't go out yesterday because it meant a lot to me to hear the fireworks bombing off. It took me back, and so I stayed home and just cowered with my wife in my own private self. That's what it meant to me yesterday. A lot of thought, a lot of losses of life, but that's all. Thank you.
Hey!
Thanks, Carlos.
Ecdysis. The shedding of a snake's skin. Toastmaster Carson Schaefer.
There you go.
Perfect topic for him.
I ain't as good with them fancy words as Kelly is, but irregardlessly. I'm military, and yesterday I watched a show on Prime called Sons of Liberty. It has the snake chopped into 13 colonies together, we have to stick together. And my wife goes, a movie that makes you cry. Because I'm not a big one on crying. But the last scene is George Washington reading the Declaration of Independence to the troops standing in front of New York Harbor filled with General Gage's ships that are about to attack. And he reads the Declaration of Independence to these troops. And I was watching it and I thought, to be in that army. And then I realized I was in that army. I was in the United States Air Force. I was in General Washington's army. And that still makes me cry.
Metastasis. Abruptly passing over a subject as though it were insignificant, like a table topic you want to avoid. Toastmaster Chris Miles. Metastasis.
A former member of United Kingdom's Conservative Party has just lost hugely in the general election yesterday. My mind was not particularly focused on July the 4th. However, having been also an American for 20-something odd years, okay, I stand for freedom like Elvis Presley. I want to be free like a bird in a tree. So that was the metastasis, as such, is the change of what was regular to something that is irregular. Metastasis. And that, as far as I'm concerned, is the order of today. Metastasis, God be with you.
Hey! All right.
Pantophobia, the morbid fear of everything, especially table topics and public speaking. Toastmaster Gio Rivera.
Thank you. Pantophobia. A year ago, I had the fear of public speaking, and so I joined Toastmasters. And so I'm glad I did, because it's helping me with my pantophobia. And I thought maybe pantophobia was fear of pants, but apparently it's not. Thank the Lord. Thank God I have fear of pants. Well, we have the freedom to speak, and that's what I love about this club, and that's what I love about Toastmasters. Where I was a year ago was totally different. I was a totally different person as far as confidence, identity, and I think it's great to be here with one another, to help each other with our pantophobias and our many phobias with one another, to help us to continue to grow and learn. And so it's been a pleasure, a privilege, and honor of being here and growing. And whether you have fear of pants or not, we're in this together. Thank you.
Flapdoodle, poppycock, balderdash. Distinguished Toastmaster Blake Smith.
Balderdash. Flapdoodle. Balderdash. Poppycock.
Cheese whiz. It is a fantastic word. You have the freedom to take various sounds, join them together, and then lie to a distinguished Toastmaster in a book and tell them, these are really words and this is what they mean. Flapdoodle, which is a synonym, of course, of dookie bookie. Where are these words coming from? A flapdoodle. I mean, it could be something naughty. Oh, don't go out there if you got pantophobia, you can get a flapdoodle. Things like that you got to pay attention to. Words are important. You know, words are metastasis, metastasis. I mean, words like that, these are good. Vomiting up rocks. Oh, that's a great one to hear over breakfast. I love that. Let's have another one that means open wounds. Thank you, Mr.
Skiolism. Superficial knowledge. I'm checking to make sure I'm pronouncing this correctly. Skiolism, superficial knowledge. Toastmaster Emma Jones.
Or eminence.
Skiolism. Can you repeat the
Skiolism.
definition?
Superficial knowledge.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to stand up here and perform some skiolism for you because I have no idea what this word means or I've never used it before. But the freedom that we have in this group to talk about whatever we want is really cool because we can piggyback off of a bunch of different words that have been used today. I want to go back to the first word and tell a story about was it the fear of garlic or something like that, or the use of garlic?
A garlic eater.
Yeah, that was pretty traumatic to me, a garlic eater, because a few weeks ago I was chopping fresh garlic because my mom taught me how to roast garlic in the oven. You know, you can cut it and put it in there, and then once it roasts enough, you can squeeze it out, mix it with some olive oil and bread. Well, I was trying to do that for the first time, and I was cutting this raw garlic. It was silent in the room. I was thinking about things, and the knife just cut my finger open. And then I had bloody garlic. It wasn't a fun experience, so.
Complication. A drinking party. Toastmaster Brandon Moore.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
All right.
Try somehow to relate.
Compostation, a drinking party, from this wonderful book that Carmela had the
This morning I woke up to the smell of bottle rockets and flap noodles and other, and the air was filled with that smell. I thought to myself, what was it like on July 5th in 1777, 40 time ago, when it was being announced that you won? As the last cannonballs were being fired, the last muskets were popping off, and the last cries of agony on the battlefield. Some knew they had won their homeland. Some realized it was time for them to go home, or maybe they had lost it all. But I just thought to myself, what am I fighting for every day of my life? What freedoms do I have that I take for granted? Freedom to get in my truck and drive to work. Freedom to eat a bagel and bacon this morning instead of English muffins. No offense, Chris, I love English muffins too. But I was proud to be an American today. I'm proud of what everybody did, and just leave it all on the battlefield, Toastmasters.
Belle is free, a finer spirit, an intellectually gifted person. Toastmaster Myra Fury.
Well, you picked the right person.
Bella's free. An intellectually gifted person?
Yes, ma'am. Or a finer spirit.
Or a finer spirit?
Ooh, for you.
There are a lot of people with Bella's free here this morning. We develop it in many ways. You're reading books perhaps, like the one that you're using this morning, which I really enjoyed hearing, and I'm so very grateful that you have given us the definition to go along with the words. I don't know. I'm glad I have the freedom to learn the new words and develop the skills necessary. There are people who don't have Bella's free, and that becomes quite evident when we're speaking with them. And I'm good. Okay.
Like bulimia, a craving for sweets. Toastmaster Gary Adams.
I got that one. I got that one.
I most definitely have a craving for sweets. In fact, I was telling a story the other day about my daughter. When she was little, in the high chair, you could literally put a cupcake or broccoli and cauliflower on the high chair. The very strange child of mine would always choose the broccoli and cauliflower.
Wow.
Over cupcakes. It made no sense to me. It makes no sense to most of the people that I've ever met. In fact, as she grew up, her favorite snacks that we would have in the fridge weren't cheese or mac and cheese or anything like that, the normal things that most children would eat. Her favorite things were the little cherry tomatoes and raw mushrooms. And at 4 and 5 years old, she'd scooch past the refrigerator, open it up, grab a little cherry tomato, pop it in her mouth, and keep going. And that was her absolute favorite food. As she grew up, she ended up going on the vegetarian side of the world. And then finally, she had the freedom to decide that she liked meats as well. Thank you, Toastmasters.
June. Short on worthwhile content. Toastmaster Benjamin.
Oh, you got the right person there.
Good morning, good morning. I'm sorry that I'm called to explain that beautiful word. My take about that is that we have to learn practical words. Because here, even if I go to that meaning, where am I going to use it? Nowhere, only here. So let me revert to the basic word today, freedom. This is the real thing. Think that we here in the U.S., we enjoy freedom of speech, freedom to learn if we want, freedom to learn. Just think about other countries, but they don't enjoy this benefit, freedom. Just here, right next to us, Nicaragua, Venezuela, Cuba, all of them anyone that protests is given a gift of 10 years in jail. See, this is what we have to think about, freedom instead of June. When the heck are we going to use the word June? Unless you want to be thought about like a PhD vocabulary. No, I think we have to use practical words.
It's the superior person's book of words, not for everyone. Adam Timer, it all speaks qualified. Adam Timer, it all speaks qualified.
What is the grace period?
30 seconds to 1 day.
Okay, yes.
Thank you very much. Please hold for your top two table topic speakers, and let's take a 2-minute break, quick 2-minute break. Thank you.
So I'm in favor.
Well,